All right, final module. You've made it to the end. Exclusivity, all right? Did I save the best for last? I don't know. Who's to say? I don't know. It's pretty damn good though. It's pretty damn powerful, all right? Now, one thing I just want to mention before we even get into exclusivity, and I kind of harped on this in the last section, the last video, was this idea of like dressing yourself in urgency, right? Like thinking of yourself almost as an offer and thinking of everyone else as an offer. And when you present the world with you, you're presenting this offer to the world. And if you are draped in urgency, there's an urgency about you. There's an urgency in your story that people take in. You will be more valuable, right? People feel like they can't get you. You're always leaving. You're in demand, etc. You're more valuable that way. I want you to really think about yourself that way and think about how all these other triggers we talked about, you can wrap yourself in this story that has those triggers also. Make yourself an urgent offer. Make yourself a scarce offer. Make yourself exclusive. Make yourself appear, well, I guess the other ones, right? Like reciprocity. Those are a little bit different. But think about these ones where you can think of yourself as an offer, and the ones where you can make yourself appear that way, do it, right? Do it, okay? Something to think about. So the way that really means is like you're thinking to yourself, you are like a personal brand, right? And you don't have to have a company to be a personal brand, right? Everyone is their own personal brand, but most people are not their own publicist, right? They don't know how to be their own publicist. You need to be your own publicist. We talked about that in the celebrity section, right? Fame, what did we say? Fame is not the fortune of God, but by the hand of a publicist. So you need to be your own publicist, and whatever you got to do it, you should be doing it, right? Fucking Twinkie eating fat fucks, right? Slowly drifting through life until death, doing nothing. They will never do this. They'll never understand how to be their own publicist, how to be a power influencer, okay? You have this power now. It would be extremely irresponsible not to use it, right? It would just be mean and wrong and make me sad. So don't do that, all right? I want you to do it. So what is exclusivity, okay? My definition in the shortest, simplest way, okay? It is the lure of getting what others cannot, okay? It is the lure of getting what others cannot. What that means underneath it is that people want what others can't have. We want what others can't have. We find out there's a new restaurant in town, we might want to go. We find out that reservations are impossible, now we want to go. Right, now we want to go. Now, I love exclusivity because there's so many big visceral examples that you guys already know about, and I'm going to show you right now, okay? So the lure of getting what others cannot. Where is this being used as a marketing tool, okay, to attract good people? Well, one, how about the Marines, right? The few, the proud, the Marines, right? Forget the Marines, forget the proud. What's the first adjective there? The few, right? We're not the many. We're not everybody. We're the few, the proud, the Marines, all right? It is hard to become a Marine. It is a challenge, right? You must assert yourself. You must pass through all these tests, all these challenges. You must dominate all of them before you can be one of us, right? People are attracted to that challenge. It's the lure of getting what others cannot. So the Marines. How about Willy Wonka? Where did you see exclusivity in Willy Wonka? Golden fucking ticket, right? Whole city's going nuts for a golden ticket, buying chocolate up the a-hole, right? By the way, if you're in business in some way selling a physical product, that'd probably be a pretty good marketing technique, right? McDonald's sales spike every time they do Monopoly, right? That whole game, everyone's trying to fucking, who here has like gone to McDonald's years ago and bought more and more stuff because you wanted to fill in that fucking, I was trying to get, what's the blue one, the most expensive one?
Boardwalk.
Yeah, Boardwalk. I couldn't get it. They give you one of them, but you can never get the other, right? But that works. That's a good business technique. But they're doing golden ticket, right? Willy Wonka, golden ticket. There's only 5 golden tickets, right? One of the exclusive winners. People are going nuts for it, all right? What about Facebook, right? The social media juggernaut. Last I heard, I think it was, there's more than 1 billion members on Facebook. Okay, put it this way, 70% of the world lives on $3 a day. Yet 1 out of 7 people on the planet are already on Facebook. That's fucking nuts, dude. That's crazy. It's crazy, okay? But how did Facebook start? How did they initially grow? Was it available to every single college in the United States? Nope. Right? Just Harvard. And then it was just Ivy League. And notice even at each level as they kept growing, they still found a way to wrap it in exclusivity. Right? So it goes from just Harvard to just Ivy League to now we'll include Stanford, right? And now the Pac-10, right? And now they kept growing to just colleges. And now notice every step of the way, it's no longer exclusive, right? Anyone can join Facebook. It's been that way for 10 years. But they got this initial start by making it much harder to join, by saying most people can't join. So what that did was everyone who's at Harvard feels a sense of pride because they're in and you're not, right? That's why people want to join that in group, because everyone else can't. Now it no longer has that stature. Now your grandparents are on Facebook and you don't want to be on it anymore. Okay? So there's this online forum called Quibb, Q-U-I-B-B, all right? Q-U-I-B-B. I never heard of it before until a couple weeks ago. And it's a new private forum of only the top executive and tech entrepreneurs in Palo Alto and Silicon Valley. Okay, so the top tech entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, the top executives there, the angel investors, it's this new private forum they have called Quibb. Okay, and you have to be accepted to join the forum. It's invitation only, then you have to be accepted, and they literally mark it on the forum. It's like 42% of members accepted, 58% of all applicants denied, right? That's their marketing headline. You can't get in. That's it, okay? And I know everything there is to know, basically, about exclusivity. My first instinct when I saw this, what do you think it was? Fuck, I want to join. I want to be a Quibb. I want to be a part of it, right? I want to be with them. That's fucking awesome, right? There's subhead right here. We're members only and accept 42% of member applications. That is verbatim what they have on the headline of their website. We're members only and accept 42% of member applications. So their whole marketing pitch is exclusivity, and yet everyone wants to join because you know it's exclusive, right? And you know other people of high position are in it. Remember we talked about positioning, authority, higher status, celebrity. You know these top tech entrepreneurs are in it. So you want to be in there, right? You want to be a part of that top group, and you know it's hard to get in. You're going to want to go. That's it. And everywhere you see multiple levels being offered in anything, you see the exclusivity angle being played and leveraged, okay? So this is applicable to anything. Who's ever seen a marketing, the way a company is set up, or like rewards, credit card points, Virgin Airlines, whatever, where it looks like this, right? And there's, what is it? Silver, gold, platinum, right? This is Virgin, okay? Silver, gold, platinum. You fly a little bit, you're here. You're with everybody, right? You're with the peasants and the fat fucks and the Jabba the Hutts, right? And the Octomom, all up in here, right? You don't want to be down here. No. You want to be where it's more exclusive with the better people, right? So you got to buy more shit to move up. You're moving up a level now. Now you're in a more exclusive rank. But still, you're here, but your desire is still to go here because why? Because it's more exclusive. You want to be in the most exclusive place because you're more confident in that place. You want to be there, right? And up here, so you got to buy more shit just to get to this level, and now you're in platinum. And by the way, they don't show you, but when you get to platinum, do you think there's another level up? Absolutely. All right, absolutely. Tony Robbins has a 5-day seminar called Business Mastery, $10,000 to go. Okay, $10,000 to go. So you're paying 10 grand for a 5-day seminar. He's only there for a couple of days. There's other people teaching and stuff. The whole event is really a ruse to get you to buy the next thing, which is $100,000. Okay, and he does really well with it, and Business Mastery's been around for like 20 years. Okay, so obviously he's making a lot of money with it. Okay, but it's all playing on this move up, move up, move up, exclusivity, more exclusive, more exclusive. Okay. By the way, I've never been to Business Mastery. I have a lot of friends that have gone, and they told me that they weren't happy with it because they felt like the whole thing was a sales pitch as opposed to they actually learned shit. We have guys here whose pens have literally run out of ink from taking so many notes. Okay, so we do things a little differently here. Okay. So why does exclusivity work so well? When something is exclusive, people perceive it to have more value than that which is readily available. Right? It has to do with the scarcity, the availability play. Okay. They imagine the story Okay, what they're really doing is people want to join something exclusive so they can tell their friends about it later, that they're a part of it and their friends are not. That's what it comes down to. Okay, that's what human behavior is. They're like, I want to get to this level of this thing so I can accidentally leak it in a conversation with my friend later and oh yeah, I'm actually a part of that. I got accepted into that group. So they feel a sense of superiority over the other person. That's all it is, okay? And from that sense of superiority, they get a strengthened sense of self. All these things have real, intense value to the human brain. It's real value. We really get a sense of like a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of confidence, just because we're in a more exclusive group, okay? I always use nightclubs as an example. You guys have heard, I probably used 10 examples already this weekend, and through this whole course just on nightclubs, just because it's such a blatant, clear example of how these power influence triggers work, how a lot of them work, right? And the hierarchy is one of them, right? What's the lowest level of a nightclub? GA. See? He works at a nightclub, that's his first response. He goes, fucking GA, right? Down here, right? It's called general admission, GA, right? And the next level up is you know someone who has a table, right? A VIP table. Right now you're behind the rope. Have you ever gone to a nightclub who has ever been to a nightclub and gone as general admission? Where you're just a normal person at the club, right? Everyone has, right? When you're there, is there a part of your brain the entire time thinking, fuck, I wish I had a table? Yes. You see those guys behind the ropes? And the thing is, dude, your brain will literally, it will pinpoint, it'll pick out and make you believe that there's more fun being had on the other side, that there's more girls on the other side, the hotter girls, right? Girls who like having sex and all these damn fucking prudes are on the dance floor here. Your brain will convince you that everything is terrible here and it's better over there. Everything's terrible here and it's better up here. Is that true objectively? Nah. I've had more fun in GA than I have VIP many, many times. It makes no difference, right? It makes no difference. I personally, there's certain tables I buy sometimes just because I don't like people near me. So like I'm out there raging, I just want everyone away from me so I have my space to like pour champagne on people, right? It's a true story, okay? But that's really what it comes down to. Okay, your brain will really pinpoint, it'll convince you that this is better than this and this is better than this. The truth is it's not, okay? You call it the exclusivity bias if you want. I want you to be aware of it so you don't fall prey to it and instead you have control over it so you can implement it and use it in your own business and in your own life and with girls and with friends, okay? So, let's keep going here. Who here has ever heard of Studio 54? Okay, it's Andy Warhol's studio and club, by the way. Andy Warhol, for those who don't know, was like fucking crazy. The way he lived his life was he had Studio 54 and he lived there, right? He lived there. And there'd be parties going on 24 hours a day at the club. Now, sometimes it'd be an official club, other times it's just like parties there while there's people painting and working going on. He would have these parties going on in the same room that he'd be painting on or doing canvas stuff, right? He just liked that environment and motivated him, inspired him or whatever. But he would take tons of benzedrine, whatever it's called. No, excuse me, it's called Dexedrine, my bad. Okay, Dexedrine was like the original Adderall, right? It was an amphetamine. So he would pound Dexedrine for 3 days straight and not sleep while these parties are going on. Everyone else is doing cocaine and who the fuck knows what else in the 70s, right? Well, he's there taking tons of Dexedrine, barely talking to anyone, and he's just working. 72 hours straight he'd work. Then there'd be a couch like off to the side as the party goes on after 3 days with no sleep. Collapse, sleep for 24 hours, wake up and do it again. For years, that was his schedule, okay? Guy was fucking nuts. Not related to this at all, just an interesting little factoid, okay? But with Studio 54 in the 70s, it was the most exclusive party in town, stopping all but the chosen few at its impenetrable velvet rope. But at the same time, the paradox of it is that it was also the most accessible, bombarding the public with images of the glitterati and the high life inside from the New York Times. Okay? So it's the most exclusive and the most accessible. So you can't get in, but somehow we leak every picture of who's there and what's going on out to the public. Okay? That's like the ultimate way to use exclusivity. No one can get in, but we're taking tons of pictures and we're sharing it with the world, and they're bombarded every day. If you look at the New York Times in the 70s, like, dude, it was like TMZ before TMZ. It was just pictures and pictures and pictures of what you missed out on, right? So Studio 54 is just a fucking room like this one with couches and music and drugs, okay? It's called a nightclub, right? It's called The Nut Club. It wasn't special, it wasn't any better. They just played up exclusivity better than anyone else, all right? Better than anyone else. So, on that note, tomorrow we're going to talk about the 5 exclusivity triggers and making it work for you in your life. So I will see you tomorrow.